Buenos días.
Unos días. Good evening, Roma ISD family and guests. We're about to start this meeting. It is now 6:04 p.m. and I call this regular monthly meeting of the Roma Independent School District Board of Trustees being held this Wednesday, July the 30th, 2025 to order. Let the record show that this meeting was duly posted according to the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code Chapter 551. Agenda item number 1 is roll call. Board Vice President, Mrs. Yadira A. Barrera.
Here.
Board Secretary, Mrs. Mary Lou G. Cruz.
Here.
Board Member, Mr. Jaime Escobar Sr.
Present.
Board Member, Mr. E.B. Garza Jr.
Here.
Board Member, Mrs. Karina Mascorro.
Here.
Board Member, Mr. Jesus Rios Jr.
Here.
And myself, Board President, Mr. Ricardo A. Perez, present. Let the record show we have a quorum in attendance at this regular monthly meeting. We'll move on to agenda items number 2 and 3, which are our invocation and pledge of allegiance. This evening, the invocation will be delivered by trustee Mr. E.V. Garza Jr., and the pledge will be led by trustee Mrs. Karina Mascorro. Would everyone please stand?
We bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together this evening. Guide our hearts and minds as we make decisions that will benefit our students, teachers, and community. Grant us wisdom, unity, and clarity in all we do. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. We'll move on to agenda item number 4, which are public comments. Presenter Superintendent, Mr. Carlos M. Gonzalez, Jr.
Mr. Pettis, nobody signed up for public comments.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Then we'll move on to agenda item number 5, which is the consent agenda, items 5A through 5I. Presenters will be to answer any questions trustees may have will be District Executive Director of Business and Finance, Mr. Pedro Alanis, and also District Tech and PEAMS Director, Mr. Manuel Garcia. Any specific questions for Mr. Alanis?
I just have a question on the restricted fund balance repair and replacement. The 103,689.29, that is the balance of all the projects that needed to be
Yes,
done?
that's the remaining,
Uh-huh.
we have reserved for performing arts and BME, and this is we can use for any other project.
For any other project. Now, have all the projects already been finished?
Yes, we have $1.2 million for the PAC, for any repair we might need there at the PAC,
Mhm.
and $1,100,000 for the BME.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Alanis? If not, thank you, Mr. Alanis, appreciate it. If any of you have any specific questions regarding enrollment for Mr. Garcia, he is available to you.
Yes, we did not include a report, enrollment report for this new year. We finalized our rollover to the new school year today, this afternoon. So we'll be collecting the new enrollees, the counts, and we'll share them with Mr. Gonzalez. He can then forward it to with the trustees as we move along. But if you have questions regarding the enrollment questions.
Well, okay, well, I'm looking forward to that
Yes.
report then. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, if there are no other questions, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items 5A through 5I.
I shall move that we approve the consent agenda items A through I as being presented.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
If no further discussion, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Mrs. Mary Lou Cruz and seconded by trustee Mrs. Yadira Barrera to approve agenda item number 5 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
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 And I abstain from agenda B, Las Alitas.
Aye, and I abstain from Star Molding LLC, Garceño Builders Supply, and Flowers Baking Company.
Noted. All right, then we have 7 in favor of approval and none opposed, with 2 abstentions as noted by trustees Barrera and Mascorro. Motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item number 6, consideration, possible action on approving the 2025-2026 appraisal calendar and T-TES and T-PES appraisers. Our presenter will be our District Executive Director for HR, Mr. Edgar Garza. Mr. Garza.
Good evening, Mr. Perez, members of the board, Superintendent Mr. Gonzalez. I'm here to see if you consider approving the 2025-2026 appraisal calendar along with the T-TES and T-PES appraisers for the year. They've all already completed all the required, the staff members, the appraisers, their required certifications, so they're all ready to go.
Any questions for Mr. Garza? Thank you, sir. All right, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda item number 6 as presented.
I so move.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Escobar and seconded by trustee Rios to approve agenda item number 6 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
We have 5 trustees in favor, no, excuse me, 6 trustees in favor, and one trustee has stepped out during this agenda item, and none opposed, so motion carries. Okay, we'll move on to agenda item number 7, consideration and possible action to approve the 2025-2026 Student Code of Conduct. Our presenter will be our District Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Luis E. Garza. Mr. Garza, you've got the podium, sir.
Good evening, trustees, Superintendent Gonzalez, and members of the audience. I respectfully ask for the board to approve the 2025-2026 Student Code of Conduct. The 2025-2026 Student Code of Conduct has been updated based on TASB Model Student Code of Conduct and reflects the new Texas laws. Input was gathered from a committee of secondary principals, the DAEP principal, elementary principals, and the superintendent. I recommend the board approve the code as presented. I'm happy to go over any of the updates, especially the section on personal communication devices. 2 copies of the proposed consequences for student use of personal devices during the school day, which is bell to bell, have been placed on your desk for your review and approval. 1 copy was submitted by the elementary principals and the other copy by the secondary principals. Are there any questions?
not for the changes, Mr. Garza, but I do have a question, that I tried to look for it in what was given to us and I couldn't find it. The question is, what is the, I guess, protocol maybe, or the policy that we have, whenever there's a student that needs to be taken to juvenile, in regards to contacting the parents?
The principal or the campus coordinator should call the parents immediately as soon as the individual is taken to the county or the individual is arrested. They need to call the parent to notify them that the consequences and that the child has been transported to juvenile.
And if the parent does not answer, is the child still taken to the?
Yes. The principals have the responsibility of continuing calling, through several means, trying to communicate with the parent. They're obligated in doing that. But of course, in some occasions, the parents might not pick up the phone. We have different ways of communicating with the parents, not just through a text or through a phone, but they have different ways of communicating with them. But their responsibility is to let them know.
All right, thank you.
You are.
Mr. Garza,
Yes.
this is you're addressing the,
The Cinco de Conduct.
yes, and it includes the cell phone usage for this year.
Yes.
So we're going to possibly recommend to accept them, to bring them to school with certain guidelines.
Mr. Escobar, it's a new law, and the law basically states the following. They give two options to the district for them to decide. One option is the following, where the board of trustees will say, we don't want for the students to bring phones to the campuses, and I'm not saying just phones, I'm talking about any telecommunication devices.
Right.
Could be tablets, could be phones, could be iWatches,
Okay.
to the school district, period. That's option number one, okay? What does that mean? If you decide to go that route, that means that the individuals will not be allowed to bring any of those type of devices to the
Period.
school district, period. The other option is where the trustees will say, we will allow for the individuals to bring those type of devices, but they cannot use, they should not have those devices on during the school time. Now, define school time. I've dealt with several attorneys, and the interpretation of the law is as follows. It's from bell to bell. What does that mean? It means that, let's use high school as an example. Let's assume that the high school, the bell is gonna ring at 8:30. And let's assume that it's gonna end at 4 o'clock. During that time, from 8:30 to 4 o'clock, the individuals, the students, are not supposed to use those devices. They're not supposed to have them on, okay? Can they bring them? Yes, but those devices have to be off, and they cannot be using those devices during that time. Of course, there are some exceptions. And you say, well, what are some of the exceptions? I can give you one or two exceptions. One of them, either 504 or special ed, through a committee decides that they need to use those tablets, they need to use those devices, then they will be allowed to do that. Even though you all decide not to use them during the school day, but there are some exceptions. Another exception that I can give you is the following, and I have some medical personnel here as trustees. If an individual, let's say, have diabetes, can that individual might have a monitor, might have that device, which is the phone, monitoring the sugar level, then they will be allowed to use those phones, but with a medical excuse. So there are some exceptions. What I did, because I do value the opinion of all the principals, I took a survey of every single principal. And everyone, with the exception of one individual, they stated, we will allow for the individuals to bring the phones, but with certain conditions. The condition says that, yes, you can bring the phones have to be off, they have to be located in a particular location, and they cannot be turned on, they cannot be exposed, they cannot be visible, okay? One principal took the poll and stated, no, we don't want phones at all. And that's why in my introduction I stated that I had input from all the principals, including Mr. Gonzalez, the superintendent. He stated that it should be uniform, so even though one principal decided not to bring the phones, that we will allow for everyone to bring the phones, but for those phones not to be utilized. And when I say phones, again, I'm just using phones, but I'm talking about any
Tablet.
communication devices. So at this point, based on those recommendations, I'm asking for the trustees to approve. Now, we had a meeting with the school attorneys, and that was one of the items that I wanted for them to address. And of course, I had already read the student code of conduct. I had been in communications with the TASB attorneys, and they stated the following. You need to be very specific as to the consequences if in case a student is going to cross that line and is going to use that phone during the school time. Okay? Now, you cannot be very general. You have to be very specific. So what I did, I met with the principals. One of the questions that I asked the attorneys is, because the secondary principals were saying, well, after a student disobeys the usage of the phone, we will place him, let's say, in ISS, even to the point that we can send them to the DAP. That's at the very, very, very bottom, as you can see that. Of course, the elementaries, they don't have ISS. They don't have, we don't send them to it. So in communications with the superintendent, with the attorney, the question that I addressed was, can we place in the student code of conduct different consequences, one for the elementary and one for the secondary? And he stated, yes, you may do that. So after meeting with those principals, I met with elementaries and secondaries. I decided to divide those individuals, and that's why we have consequences for elementary, and we also have consequences for secondary. So if you agree with those consequences, then I will be obligated to place those consequences in the student code of conduct. In case a parent, take it back, in case a student uses the phone during the school time, and it is a first offense, and let's assume that that student is at the high school or middle school, then if you approve those consequences, then the administrators will follow those consequences. We have to be very specific. That is a recommendation of our school attorney.
Mr. Garza, the only concern I have is bell to bell, like in secondary, high school, could be, it rings first period, and it rings again to when
No.
and then while the hallways, they won't be allowed while they're out between classes?
No, no, sir. That's a very good
Who's
question.
going to be enforcing that during hallways? Because I'm sure they're going to be tentative to pull it out as soon as they're in the hallway.
It is possible, and those are very legit questions. I address those questions to the attorneys, and the law states, again, from bell to bell. And yes, I do agree with you that you might say, well, bell to bell, what does that mean? First period starts at 8:30 and it finishes, let's say, at 9:30. Does that mean that they can use it during the passing period?
Right.
That's a good question. I addressed that question. Our recommendation will be not using the phones at all. Again, bell to bell, meaning from the beginning to the very end. The students will be informed, again, if you approve this. Students will be informed, they will be told that they're not supposed to use the phones. Those are the recommendations of the administration, and also the
Lunchtime, 35 minutes, 45 minutes. They're not allowed to use it in the cafeteria?
No.
Now, question that I asked the attorneys was, okay, let's assume that the individual is riding the bus. Can that individual use the phone? And the answer is yes. Because what the law states is in school property. Now, you might say, well, a bus is a school property.
Yes.
You might say that, but that's not the way they interpret the policy. The policy is during the school property in that particular setting, the school setting. That is the interpretation of several attorneys, meaning that after the bell rings, and let's assume that they're going to go to a basketball game, to a football game, can they use those phones during that time? The answer is yes, but not during the school
So
time.
pretty much while they're on the campus,
In the
bell to
Yes.
bell on the campus.
Yeah, because the concern was when they're in class.
Yes.
That's when they were using phone, they weren't paying attention to the instruction, they were maybe using it for something else. So the concern is during class time. It's not during the halls, or it's not before or after?
Yeah, unfortunately, and
cafeteria.
I do agree with you to a certain degree, Mr. Escobar, and you know quite well that there has been occasions where, in some occasions, students have gone into fights, and they record, and then they pass it out to other people. That we have seen that. You have seen that in social media, not
Yes.
only in this school but in other school
Yes.
districts. Elementary principals, they made it very clear that they don't have those issues at the elementary level. That is, I don't want to say rare, but there are very few kiddos that bring phones to the elementaries, and they don't use those phones during that time. But they stated, yes, we prefer for them to bring the phones, but again, at the elementaries, it's easier for you to pick up those phones.
Yes.
Let's say at the beginning, because there's only one teacher that is teaching those kids.
Yes.
At the secondary, discussing this with the principals, discussing this with the superintendent, and discussing this with the attorneys, they highly recommend for the individuals to keep these phones in a safe place, let's say a backpack, maybe a purse. Now, I'm pretty sure you know about technology. The phone can be on, and you can be getting those texts through
Watch.
Now, please do not shoot the messenger. I'm just providing what the law states.
Yeah,
You see some-
I think
see some faces
if,
here that you might not agree with me, but this is.
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
state law.
I think what if you saw me shake my head, is that I foresee that this problem is not going to be alleviated, that regardless, if you're going to put the responsibility on the student to turn off the phone and put it in his or her backpack, come on. Kids are kids, and they're going to challenge that envelope and take it to the edge as much as they can. I thought that when I first heard about this law, that, okay, I see them walking into a classroom,
Turn
and
it off.
then there's a place for them to
Yes.
place the phone there.
Exactly.
And there was actually some
Well, you
pretty,
can use the thing where you put your
they were
shoes in
pretty,
the closet, the
yes,
little,
to deposit the phone. It was,
Yes.
and then the bell rings,
Pick it up.
and they exit the classroom, they pick up their phone.
Yes.
But if we're going to depend,
Yes.
on the kid at the secondary level to turn off that phone and put it away in his or her backpack and King's X, I'm like, come on. I
Mr.
don't-
Perez, I mean, you were.
And I'm not shooting messenger, although
And
maybe I
you were-
would.
You were a secondary administrator, Mr. Escobar was a
Yes.
secondary administrator, so I was a secondary administrator, so we know the kiddos, we know that. And I addressed that with the principals. And I even addressed one with one principal in discussing this with this individual, and say, no, in my campus, I can guarantee you it's not gonna happen. And I said, I can almost assure you that there are gonna be some kiddos that are gonna, either by
Escondido.
mistake, se les hace fácil,
Yeah.
they're gonna take it out and they're gonna use that phone. It is gonna happen. I totally agree with you. And that's why, that is the reason, as the attorney stated this afternoon, the consequences have to be in the student code of conduct. And you cannot be very general. It has to be very specific, because then they're gonna be parents coming in and say, hold on, I mean, how come you're doing this to my child? This is the second or this is the third time that the child is bringing a phone, and this principal is punishing this child this way, let's say at the middle school, while this other middle school principal is punishing this kid this other way.
But
You have to be very specific.
couldn't we go a step further and have, and to try to avoid that temptation as much as possible? I see the scenario where the students come in, they're already trained, they know what consequences are. They come into the classroom, they place their device in a specific slot for them that the teacher has selected, and they go to their, and they do what they're going to do. They're going to be in a classroom, and they're going to learn, and the teacher's going to teach. Not having to place an additional onus on the teachers to be, vigilando for something like that, and be vigil for, did I see somebody take a phone out or something of this nature? This way, it seems to me, I mean, this is just my opinion, but it seems to me if they come in, I know I'm gonna place my phone, it's over there, and it's gonna be there the entire bell-to-bell period. Bell rings, then teachers dismiss the class, and I go pick up my device.
Mr. Perez,
There's
that's
issues with
that's a very good point,
Mhm.
and believe it or not, one of the attorneys basically stated that that is possible. That individual, that TASB attorney, you know, I had a long conversation with the individual, and she had a video for all the individuals that wanted to enroll in that workshop. She stated that attorney was a teacher, I believe it was at the middle school or high school, and she gave the example that when she was in school, individuals were allowed to go and pick up the calculator from a specific slot, from a
Yeah.
particular device, and she stated, you can do that also. If you want to say, this is the device, this is the pocket that we're going to have these phones, you can do that. They don't have to have it in the backpack. The idea came across, let's keep those phones in the backpack. Some individuals might say, I don't bring a backpack, I don't take a backpack to school.
Well, that's what I'm saying, sir, that we would need to be specific as a school district, and this be the policy, so that everyone follows it, not, well, no, this teacher allows me to put it in my pocket, or put it in my backpack.
Backpack, right, or a purse. If we decide, if the board decides that we will have a particular location where these devices will be placed at the beginning of the period, and then at the end of the period you pick them up, that, it is possible to do
Because I can
that.
tell
And
you,
TASB will
I can
allow
tell you
that.
coaches do this already.
Yeah, yeah.
During their practice periods, they will not allow it. If anybody's strict about that, or is the, and all extracurriculars, I'm sure, Ms. Laurel, when you had your band practices as well, they knew very well, or much better than to pull out a phone. So, I'm saying that this might be, I'm telling my fellow trustees here, I think that this is something to think about as far as making it policy.
And Mr. Perez and Mr. Escobar, that is one option that was provided by one of the TASB attorneys, that it is possible for you to have a specific location where the individuals could place that particular phone in that particular device, in that particular either pocket or elementary might be a little bit different. They might say, I have 3 kiddos that are bringing phones, I want to pick up those phones, place them in a safe place. Even at the secondary, the teacher.
Well, if they have some sort of a medical excuse, that's understood.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is that at the high school or the middle school, the teachers have to be also extremely careful where they locate these phones, because it would be very easy for another kiddo to pick up the phone that, I mean, might not belong to that individual.
Could be
And you know
stolen.
quite well that these phones right now, they cost over what? Over $1,000
No, and when everybody walks out the class at the same time, they're gonna se van a llevar 2 o 3.
So,
That's an issue.
So we-
Honestly, however, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
however we do it, whether we do it with the pockets, whether they keep it in their backpack, or however way we do it, the kids that are defiant, they're gonna be defiant with whatever method we choose. And those are the ones that are gonna keep the disruption in the classroom, and it's gonna take the teacher 5-10 minutes to settle that kid down, or, you know, take care of that problem. While the-
you used to be a high school
Exactly.
teacher, so you
She
know.
knows.
Yes.
You know, we know. I was a high school teacher, also an administrator, and we know that we are gonna
These are
have
the
a
issues.
Juanito, we're gonna have a Pedrito that might wanna challenge the teacher, o se les hace fácil. I mean, it's gonna be easy for them to do that.
we discussed different options, and the option that, after going over several options, that was one that Mr. Pettis is discussing. We discussed another one about a pouch and locking them in the pouch throughout the whole day. Another option is not letting them bring them at all to school. But a lot of school kids are in extracurricular activities, and they would need that phone after school to call parents to come pick them up. This is what the principals agreed to do, and we said, let's see how it goes. Now, if we're having problems with it, then we'll come back and change it. Being a high school teacher, I never had problems with kids taking out devices in the class.
No,
If you have good discipline,
yeah.
it ain't gonna happen, but of course, you have that 1 or 2 students that's gonna create a problem. there's ways to deal with the kids, but if you're fair with the kids, they'll listen. I don't foresee it being a big problem because we have great students in Roma ISD. And when the middle school principal says he doesn't have that problem, I believe him. We don't have a lot of discipline problems. Will there be kids that want to challenge it? Of course. It is what it is. It's what happens, but we have to start off with something. This is the law. They have it put away, out of sight and off throughout the school day. That's what the rule is. Put it away, out of sight, you can't use it. And that's kind of the easiest thing to do without having to purchase those whatever pockets for every classroom in the district. Well, especially at secondary level. Elementary is not going to be very many kids. Or purchasing pouches for every school and locking them in the pouch. There's different things. This doesn't really cost as much, but this is a policy we want to put in place. And this is something that the principals had agreed on. Let's try it this way. And that's why Mr. Garza is bringing this recommendation to you. It was discussed by him, the principals. I got in as much as I could, but we're respecting what they feel is doable in their campuses.
Well, this is, of course, we understand
Yeah.
that fully, but this is giving the trustees an opportunity
Yes.
to weigh in on that particular decision. Any other questions for Mr. Garza?
When do we decide that? Now? It's an agenda?
Unless you table it.
Yes, we have to accept the code, we have to accept the
code of
the
conduct.
code of conduct, so that's part of agenda item number 7.
But the consequences are not here in this.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
The consequences. Right here.
No, because I
Okay.
can't, the consequences are what I
On the
presented to
phone,
you
yes.
there, and I'll give you an opportunity to present.
Well,
with
that's
that.
just
Yeah.
part
One of them
of
is
it.
for the secondary, the other one is for the elementary. I did ask that specific question because Mr. Gonzalez asked, well, let's be uniform. We
This is
need to be
elementary.
uniform. And I agreed to him, but I still
And this is
asked the
consequences.
attorney,
Second.
they came in, and the question is, since we don't have, let's say, ISS in elementary, and we want to be uniform, is it possible for us to have consequences for elementary, and all the elementaries will be uniform, and then have consequences for secondary, and be uniform within the secondary? And he stated, yes, yes, you can. And that's why.
Well, it makes sense.
After meeting, yeah, it makes sense. After meeting with the principals, I discussed what I just said to you. We discussed this. I pull aside the elementaries and I told them, this is what I'm asking for you to do. Get
Okay.
together, give me a proposal as far as the consequences, and then I did the same thing with the secondary principals, and I explained the same thing. We spent some time, and then they provided me with the consequences at the elementary and the consequences at the secondary. If you
So, Mr.
decide-
Garza, getting back to the question, if we take on agenda item number 7, consideration possible action to approve the student code of conduct for this coming year, that will also, if we approve it, if upon approval, that approves also the recommendations for consequences.
Consequences.
Okay,
Yes.
Because
that,
those consequences have to be included in the student code of conduct.
that's fine.
There is
Okay.
a section that we have to include.
Okay.
That. Yes, sir.
I have a question. So we will move forward with the recommendations for the code of conduct for the phone's usage. And maybe, can we get a report, I'm not, maybe quarterly or monthly to see how many people are falling into this and maybe needs to be
Yes.
visited?
That's a
Yes.
very good point, Mr. Diaz. And one of the
Good
things that I
idea.
discussed with the secondary principals, being that there are more assistant principals at the secondary compared to the elementaries, was that there has to be a record. Has to be a record because you have, let's say, assistant principal A, and given an opportunity for the mom to come or the dad to come and pick up the phone. But if you don't have, let's say, a form indicating that, then maybe that individual, that student, might be seen by another assistant principal at a different date, maybe the same week, and if that second assistant principal does not have a record that the other assistant principal saw him, entonces he's gonna think, or she's gonna think that it was the first
Yeah.
Yeah, so there has to be a record. Now, as far as bringing those records and reporting this to you, I don't see a problem.
We would like to see that, sir. We would like to see that as a bullet point, a result, any data that has been collected, and we can, quarterly sounds like a pretty good
More
idea. So
feasible,
a
yeah.
quarterly report would probably be best, very much like.
Or maybe at the beginning, maybe the first 2 months, and then move to
One of-
quarterly.
How about
Yeah,
every board meeting?
one of the things that I suggested to the
How about every
principals,
board
we can have a break period where you're educating the students, you're educating the
Yes.
parents.
And the
You need to
teachers
do
too.
that. And the teachers, of
Yeah,
course.
because, I mean, obviously, if 5 students pull out their phone at once and there's one teacher, by the time she does paperwork or,
One of the things, Mr.
Yes.
Rios, that I discussed
like
with the
that.
principals
It's gonna be
today
up
is
to
that,
the campus
yes,
as
you
to
can
how
educate the
they wanna
teachers,
implement.
but remember, some
No,
teachers sometimes
this
are
is what it's
absent,
gonna be.
and you're gonna bring a substitute
Yes,
teacher.
Yeah.
she's gonna have.
You're gonna bring, let's say, a teacher aide to take care of the
We're
class.
gonna put it
They
away,
need to be
out
educated.
of sight.
Because yes, you can educate all these teachers, but
That's it.
you know that you're gonna have teacher aides. You know that you're gonna have a substitute.
So what you're suggesting, a little grace period to work with the kids to get them acclimated? Good.
That's what
Yeah.
I suggested
Yeah.
for them to educate to
Yes.
educate
Good.
What-
the students and the parents, of course.
What we'll
Now,
do,
the parents, if I may, the parents have to have this student code of conduct,
Yes.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the year, I mean, your parents, they have to have this. Now, if a parent asks for the student code of conduct as a hard copy, then the principals have to provide that hard copy to that particular teacher. It is required that we have to have it on the webpage
No.
for every single campus. But if an individual wants a hard copy, you need to do that. And the good thing is that TASB also provides the student code of conduct in Spanish. So it is in English and it's also in Spanish.
what we'll do, we'll provide a report every board meeting.
I mean, I'm not trying to get extra work, just to get an idea how
Yeah.
this is progressing with the
It
law
shouldn't-
and what
it
kind of
shouldn't be
issues we're
hard.
At least
getting.
for the first year.
Especially-
Yeah,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be hard to get that report.
Because we can always change it, right?
Yeah.
Question in regards to the consequences. Right here, I can see that there are 6, the first offense all the way to the 6th offense, but I don't see a fee. Will there be a fee collected
Okay, so-
every time? You
That's a
can't
ver-
charge,
that-
okay.
Yeah,
That's a
good
very,
point.
very good question. It used to be in the past.
That's why I'm asking.
Last year, that
Yeah.
yes, that you could charge a $15 administrative fee.
Yeah.
The law
Good.
deleted that.
Deleted.
So you
Very good.
cannot ask for that
Very
amount of
good,
money.
very good.
Yes.
Mr. Garza, this topic on devices should be required to be presented to the parents in parent meetings at every campus, and making sure that this is presented.
Yes,
I will ask those individuals that have parent meetings to address
yeah,
this.
we'll do it on Meet the Parent Night,
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
and we'll also put it on our website.
On Parent
Yes, sir.
Square.
Yes,
Parent Square.
and I'm pretty sure Helen Escobar will
Push it
publicize
out.
this also. That's why if you look at that, some principals gave a recommendation. For example, if I see that the individual is using the phone, I'll pick it up, and at the end of the day, I'll give it back to the individual. We decided not to go that route. We decided, the committee decided, the secondary principals decided, we will give that phone, but we will give it to the parent, so that the parent will be aware that Juanito is using the phone, or used the phone that day.
Okay,
So they will be advised.
very good.
And not give it to the student, give it to the parent.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Garza. Any other questions regarding this item? Appreciate your report, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Perez. I'm gonna stay here, if you don't mind, because the following agenda item is also.
Okay.
Okay. I'll take on, at this time, is there a motion to approve the 25-26 Student Code of Conduct?
I shall move that we approve the 2025-2026 Student Code of Conduct.
Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Cruz and seconded by trustee Rios to approve agenda item number 7 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, no abstentions. Motion carries 7 with a 7-4, and none against. Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item number 8. The presenter again will be our District Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Luis Garza. And the agenda item is consideration and possible action to approve eligibility and placement procedures for Roma ISD Middle School Advanced Mathematics Program, grades 6 through 8. Mr. Garza.
Thank you, sir. For this agenda item, I respectfully ask the board to consider approving the eligibility and placement guidelines for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade advanced math at both middle schools. Mrs. Diana Salinas and the curriculum department developed these guidelines, and I left a little booklet there. The goal is to prepare eligible students to take high school Algebra 1 in 8th grade. A flow chart was included in your packet to show the structure of the program. Parents of qualifying students may opt out of the program, and middle school principals will continue to monitor students' progress in these advanced classes. At this time, I'll be happy to answer any questions to provide clarification.
So what you're saying, we're offering algebra in the 8th grade? Or what is this
Okay.
exactly this?
Okay, that's a good question, Mr. Scolat. In January 29, of 2025, I came to the board and I presented several policies.
Okay.
In the packet, there's one policy that I placed as an attachment, and I highlighted that it's supposed to be, well, you might not see it there.
Okay.
It was sent in the packet last week. Okay? But I'll give you an overview. What the law states, Mr. Scola, is that now by law, we have to have a program, an advanced program, where the kiddos will have the opportunity of having algebra in 8th grade. So those individuals that score very high, and the flow chart indicates, what type of score you need to have, they will qualify to take an advanced program in the 6th grade. We already started that this past year. So that group now, they're going to be the 7th graders. The goal is that those individuals that are in that particular program will have the opportunity of having algebra in the 8th grade. Okay? Now, in communications with TASB, or not TASB, with the TA, they recommended we need to have some guidelines, and that's what the curriculum team created, and that is that booklet there. Now, you say, well, what is the difference if my son is going to go this route, the advanced route, versus someone that is not going to go the advanced route? I'll give you let me try to explain this in an overview. Individual that does not take this particular program will take, let's say, regular math in the 6th grade, regular math in the 7th grade, and regular math in the 8th grade. Those individuals that qualify based on the scores that they score in the 5th grade, they will take an advanced curriculum in the 6th grade, okay? When they get to the 7th grade, they're going to be covering part of the 7th grade and part of the 8th grade curriculum. That's why it's an advanced program, because they're preparing those individuals when they get to the 8th grade that they'll be taking 8th grade math. Now, individuals that qualify for the program since the 5th grade, the recommendation, and that's one part of the plan, is that we want for those individuals to continue scoring high in the 6th grade exams. And when I say exams, we're talking about the state exams. They need to meet masters, and the other one is meet. If they meet this, then they will qualify to continue in the program. Okay? But now let's assume that in the 6th grade, when they take the test, for whatever reason they didn't score the appropriate score. Would they be eligible to continue in the program? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. We cannot pull them out. Now, if the administration, looking at the scores, they say, we recommend for you to, at this point, for the 7th grade, to start in the regular program. Do not go in the advanced program because it's going to be very rapidly, it's going to be very, I don't want to use the word difficult, but it's going to be a little bit more challenging because you're going to be covering ticks from the 7th and ticks from the 8th grade. If the parent is adamant, no, I want mijito in the advanced program. I don't want, that day when he took the test, it was a bad day, he was sick, and he didn't score as high. So I want for him to continue in that program. Then we cannot pull him out. That person has to continue in that program, okay? But the administration, the counseling department will meet with those individuals to see, we're not gonna try and pull them out from the program, but we will guide those parents. Now, if the parent feels that this is too much for mijito, this is too much, and he's all stressed out, they're so rapidly, the curriculum is so rapidly, that I prefer for mijito to be in the regular program, they can pull them out.
They can pull them.
Mr. Garza, when did this change? I'm asking because when I was in 8th grade, I took Algebra 1, and I started my 9th grade with geometry. So when did this change back?
I'm glad that you're bringing that out, because someone stated, this is the first time that we offer math in the 8th grade. And I said, when I was a high school principal, we used to offer algebra in the 8th grade. This is not the first time. This is the first time that the law is telling us that we have to do it. There's a difference.
Okay.
At that time, it was optional.
But was it still, I'm sorry, was it still optional like all this time
You
before?
could, yeah, it's optional.
It was optional, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. It was optional, because some districts, they already have this in place. So now they're telling us, and that's why I decided to provide you with a legal policy that I covered some time ago, where it states, now you shall have it. There's a difference between you may and you shall. You need to have it, okay? So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that for those individuals that are super bright in mathematics, I mean, why not have this program? Because this will give them an opportunity when they get to the high school, they're gonna start with geometry, as you did now. Or sometimes at that time, maybe it was not for credit, but at least it was an advanced math. So when you got to the 9th grade, you were a little bit more prepared than someone that did not take that advanced mathematics in the 8th grade.
And some schools opt out because of the STAR test.
Now, Mr. Gonzalez is bringing a good point. Those individuals that take that particular course, which is the algebra in the 8th grade, the test that they're gonna have from the state is gonna be the state, which is the end of course exam, that is being offered in the 9th grade, but they're gonna take it in the 8th grade. It's the end of course exam. They're gonna take it in the 8th grade. But they will have the opportunity, when they get to the high school, to start with geometry. So,
If they
This
pass
would-
the EOC,
perdón?
if they pass the EOC
Yes.
or the STAR.
Well, there's,
And they're taking the
we
passes
need to
away
be careful on
at
that
the
one.
high school.
You might get the credit. Here's where you've got the, maybe I scored a 90 in both semesters. I do have the credit, but I was not able to pass the test for whatever reason. So now I do have the credit. I don't have to take the algebra again because I have the credit, but I haven't been able to pass the test. Well, there's gonna be remediation so you can take the test.
And the 9th grade.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you have the opportunity to take it on the 8th grade, they'll pass it, and then take it on the 9th grade, and
Yes.
continue with geometry on the 9th grade.
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if the individual wants to take the test, I don't know if it's allowed for them to take the test during the summer because he failed, maybe wait until the 9th grade for
When everybody else is taking it.
remediation so they can take that particular test. So in my opinion, in the opinion of the curriculum department, it is a good thing for, to offer this particular courses.
Very good.
The 8th grade. And of course, those individuals will have an opportunity when they get to the high school. Now I don't have to take algebra, I can take another course, I can take an elective, I can take other courses that, that will, instead of doubling up, because right now, if individuals want to take calculus in the senior year, they have to double up in geometry and algebra 2 when they're sophomores. So now, by doing this, they will give them the opportunity of not doubling up in that particular grade. So, in the eyes of the curriculum department, my advice, my recommendation, if I may, I think it's a good idea. Well, it's mandatory to have it.
It seems to me we were already ahead of the game.
Yes, we
Perdón?
were.
We were already ahead of the game.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we
40
were.
años o
Yes, we
cuánto?
were. Yes, we were.
40 years they
that was,
predicted it.
that was many, many years ago when I was a high school principal. That's what we had. So this is not the first time, but now it's required for us to have it this time.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Arce.
Anytime.
Appreciate your report and your recommendation, sir. Well, at this time, I'll accept a motion to approve agenda item number 8 as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 8 as presented.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Barrera and seconded by trustee Mascorro to approve agenda item number 8 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
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 7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Move on to agenda item number 9, consideration possible action to renew learning.com technology curriculum for grades K through 8. As part of the state-adopted instructional materials, the presenter will be our District Executive Director of Business and Finance, Mr. Pedro Alanis.
Good evening. We'd like your permission to renew the learning.com for 2025-2026 school year. The program offers a comprehensive technology curriculum for students in grades K through 8, emphasizing essential digital literacy and computer science skills. It helps prepare students for success in both academics and future careers. Students will learn skills such as keyboarding, online safety, computational thinking, coding, and using productivity tools. The total cost for the 25-26 school year is $25,944.64.
What was it last year, sir?
It's the same.
The
It's
same?
like a renewal.
Okay, good.
Any other questions for Mr. Alanis? Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve agenda item number 9?
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 9 as presented.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion? If none, there's a motion on the floor by trustee Mascorro, seconded by trustee Garza, to approve agenda item number 9 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
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 7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 10, consideration possible action to renew the Carnegie Learning Math Curriculum for grades 6 through 7 as part of the state-adopted instructional materials. Again, Mr. Alanis will be presenting.
Yes, we would like your permission to renew the Carnegie Learning Math Curriculum for the 2025-26 school year. It is a fully text-aligned curriculum that supports accelerated math grades 6 through 8 and the Algebra 1 pathway. It includes comprehensive resources such as teacher guides, daily lesson plans, and student workbooks. The total cost is $53,706.94, and it's going to be funded with the EMAX.
Any questions for Mr. Alanis?
This is already being used though?
Yes.
Also?
Is it also the same price from last year?
Yeah, they're renewals.
But no change in price?
No change in price.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Alanis. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 10 as presented.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
I second.
Who seconded? Jesse?
Yes.
Yeah.
If none, there's a motion, excuse me, any further discussion? I'm getting ahead of myself. If none, there's a motion on the floor by trustee Barrera and seconded by trustee Rios to approve agenda item number 10 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
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 7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you so much. We'll move on to agenda item number 11. Consideration, possible action to renew Sharon Wells mathematics curriculum for grades 2 through 5 as part of the state-adopted instructional materials. Mr. Alanis, take it away.
Yes, we would like permission to renew the Sharon Wells mathematics curriculum for next school year. It's a fully text-aligned program. It is organized into six-week units for each grade level from 2nd through 5th. It emphasizes daily problem solving, fluency routines, and concept development activities. The curriculum includes comprehensive teaching resources, student instructional and assessment materials, as well as coaching videos to enhance implementation. The cost for next year is $43,250. It's a renewal. We have been using it for the past.
For a long time, sir.
Yes.
It's a good curriculum.
Any questions for Mr. Alanis? Thank you, sir. I'll accept the motion to approve agenda item number 11 at this time.
I shall move that we approve to renew the Sharon Wells mathematics curriculum for grades 2 through 5th grade.
That's correct, yes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, sir. Any further discussion? If none, there's a motion on the floor by trustee Cruz and seconded by trustee Garza to approve agenda item number 11 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
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 7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. We'll go to agenda item number 12, consideration possible action to renew the DMAC Solutions Region 7 Education Service Center DMAC Software License Agreement. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. We want permission to renew the DMAC software license agreement. DMAC supports the district in organizing and reporting data from state assessments such as STAR and TELPAS. It imports student performance data, allowing for detailed analysis by student, teacher, and campus. It facilitates the development and administration of local assessments aligned with TICS. It manages readiness reading assessments for K-3, support the identification and monitoring of gifted and talented students to ensure compliance with state GT program requirements, and enable the creation and tracking of individualized student learning plans. It also integrates lead-forward strategies with DMAC reporting tools, helping translate assessment data into meaningful instructional decisions while ensuring compliance with state and federal requirements. It's also a renewal from last year. The cost is $36,343.
Any questions for Mr. Alanis? Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second?
I'll second. Second.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Escobar and seconded by trustee Mascorro to approve agenda item number 12 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 13, consideration possible action to renew the Time Clock Plus Professional Annual License and Hardware Support. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, we're requesting permission to renew our annual time clock license for next school year. The license cost is $14.86 per employee, a total of $22,884.40 plus $12,607.40 for hardware and support maintenance. The renewal cost is $35,491.80. Last year it was $34,318. It's about $1,000 more this year.
This time clock is where they check in and check off?
Yes, ma'am.
What do they use to check in and check off? Like a fingerprint or their badge or a code?
The fingerprint.
A fingerprint, okay.
They don't have to type any code anymore?
They
it's
put
just
their employee ID number and then the fingers to make sure that it's that employee.
Okay.
Wasn't there, or is this part of the same, that they can clock in like through their phone, but they have to be within the
There are some employees,
campus?
some employees that use their phones to clock in. Like police officers, they have the option to clock in using their phones.
But it's through the same program, or is
Yes,
it a
it's the
different?
same
okay.
program, it's the time clock program. We can give access to employees so they can, if they want access with the phones, they can use
But
it.
that's limited, am I correct?
Yes.
Yes,
Do you have to be a certain range, like, from the device?
it's
from the-
programmed like a geofence. Let's say if you work at FJ Scott, you need to be in
Within
that
some,
Within
you
a
know.
radius.
Within a discount.
Yes.
Okay.
And this time clock is also used for when the teachers do tutorials, right?
Yes, ma'am, yes. It tracks, it helps us a lot with, it tracks extra pay, UIL,
Yes.
all the different pay they have over time.
Uh-huh.
They run reports on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and they submit to the business office. For payroll, it helps, it really helps us.
When an employee forgets to punch in,
When
or
an employee forgets to
who is assigned to edit those
The
things?
campus secretary, they're in charge of, they check to make sure that they're clocking in and out.
Okay.
And if they don't clock in, they make sure that, and they document.
And there's audit reports, somebody auditing these edits?
Yes, we have our, in the business office, we check it.
Okay, great.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Alanis.
Thank
Is there a motion?
I shall move that we approve to renew the Time Clock Plus Professional Annual License and Hardware Support.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Cruz and seconded by trustee Garza to approve agenda item number 13 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 14, consideration possible action to approve the final payment for the district's 3-year contract with Final Site, the web hosting software provider. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, at this time, we're requesting your approval for the final payment of the 3-year contract with Final Site. It's the cloud-based web hosting and content management platform designed for school districts and educational institutions. It provides professionally designed, mobile responsive templates that are ADA compliant and user-friendly. The platform streamlines website and content updates, making it easy for non-technical staff to manage. We have been using it for the past 2 years. They're looking into maybe for next year changing to a different program, but we're not sure. Our technology department is evaluating for next year. But for this time around, this is the final payment for next school year, $35,794.
So why does it say final payment?
It was a 3-year contract, so this payment is gonna be for
It was a yearly payment for the?
Yes.
And then after that, if we decide to continue using them, it's up for renegotiation?
Yeah,
or-
yes,
okay.
we need to get a new contract or another provider.
Or another provider. Got it. Thanks.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Alanis. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Garza, seconded by trustee Escobar, to approve agenda item number 14 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. We'll go on to agenda item number 15, consideration possible action to award RFP number 25-107, physical therapy services. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. We advertised for physical therapy services and received 3 proposals. Our special education department, they evaluated the proposals, and they're recommending ABC therapy services for next school year.
Okay, sir.
Is it the same that we're using now, or is it a
No,
different?
It's Mr. Ramos, Jose Ramos, he was doing it before, so he's not gonna do it anymore. Now it's ABC.
But he's still gonna be the one
I
giving
don't
the therapy?
know.
He's just with a different company?
Yeah, he's with a different company, but he's still providing service.
Is it about the same amount?
Yeah, we have the rate, and it's very similar to what we were paying.
Oh, okay.
We have the rate by evaluation, by.
On the rates, I did see the 3 different companies, but ABC does have a higher rate on line item number 4, 5. How many of the line number 4 and 5 versus 1 and 2s and 3s are typically used? If you understand my question.
Yeah, if you're talking about SHARs,
Yeah, because there are $25 and $20 for ABC, which is great. But then on the line item number 4, 5, they're $250 versus $87 from the other.
true, and the reason we didn't go with the other ones, I think they were charging per hour, I think I remember looking at them. So we decided this one was, let's say, per student.
Oh, it's per student?
It's a flat fee.
Okay.
It's just, if we just leave it up per hour.
I didn't see that if it was per, okay.
They can say, I took 5 hours to do the SHARs billing, that's not fair to us.
Okay.
If it's a flat fee, that's
Yeah.
much fair to us.
So these are flat fees
Yes.
for ABC? Okay,
Very good.
perfect.
No, plus the sessions, it's cheaper, and there's a lot more sessions than there is evaluations. There's only 1 evaluation per year, and the reevaluations might be every 6 months or every year as well? Because the evaluation is every year or every 3 years or so? Every 3 years, right? So the reevaluation is every year? The reevaluation. Okay, and the evaluation is the first time, the first evaluation?
Any other questions? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Alanis. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the vendors presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? If none, there's a motion on the floor by trustee Barrera and seconded by trustee Mascorro to approve agenda item number 15 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 16, Consideration possible action to award RFP number 25-108 LSSP Services. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. We advertised for LSSP services and received 4 proposals. Our special ed department, they evaluated the proposals and they recommend Bright Minds Educational Consulting and Salazar School Psychological Services to be contracted on an as-needed basis.
Any questions for Mr. Alanis? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve agenda item number 16 as presented.
So move.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Escobar and seconded by trustee Cruz to approve agenda item number 16 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 17, consideration possible action to award RFP number 25-109 for apparel, T-shirts, and uniforms to be purchased on an as-needed basis. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. We received 30 proposals, and we recommend approving all of them. They're going to be used on an as-needed basis. And once they're approved, we're going to give it to the campuses so they'll have the list of those vendors.
Good, very good.
Any questions for Mr. Alanis? If none, I'll entertain a motion to approve agenda item number 17 as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 17 as presented.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
My second.
Any further discussion? If none, there's a motion on the floor by trustee Mascorro and seconded by trustee Rios to approve agenda item number 17 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 18, consideration possible action to award RFP number 25-110 for instructional, educational, and curriculum consulting to be contracted on an as-needed basis. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, we advertised for these services and received 45 proposals.
Wow.
We recommend approving all of them, and they're going to be used on an as-needed basis based on our funding. Once approved, we're going to send them the list to other campuses and departments. So we're recommending all the 45 proposals.
Very good. Any questions for Mr. Alanis? Thank you, sir. If none, I'll entertain a motion to approve agenda item number 18.
I shall move that we approve item number 18 as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Cruz and seconded by trustee Barrera to approve agenda item number 18 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? 7 in favor, none opposed. Motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 19, consideration possible action to award RFP number 25-111 for instructional office maintenance and general supplies to be purchased on an as-needed basis. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. We advertised for all these supplies and received 168 proposals. And at this time, we're recommending all of the proposals. It's going to be on an as-needed basis.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Garza and seconded by trustee Barrera to approve agenda item number 19 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
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 And I abstain from Star Moldy and LC and Garceño Builder Supply.
All right, 7 in favor, none opposed, and abstentions noted by trustee Mascorro. Motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 20, consideration possible action to award RFP number 25-112 for HVAC refrigeration maintenance and repairs to be contracted on an as-needed basis. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. We received 8 proposals from different HVAC and refrigeration maintenance and repairs companies, and we're recommending to approve all the 8 proposals to be used on an as-needed basis.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? I'll accept the motion to approve.
I move to approve agenda number 20 as presented.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Rios and seconded by trustee Mascorro to approve agenda item number 20 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item number 21, consideration possible action to award RFP number 25-113 for clinical medical assistant, medical billing, and coding course. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir, we advertised for clinical medical assistant and medical billing and coding course, and we received 3 proposals. The CTE department reviewed the proposals and recommends approving RGB Vocational Services. They have been doing, we have been using them for the past 4 years, and they're doing an excellent job at the CTE department. The RGB Vocational Services proposes to provide instruction and workforce training leading to successful certification of Roma ISD students in the following areas: clinical medical assistant and medical billing coding specialist. The cost of the medical assistant service per student is $2,229, and it covers registration and tuition using a Roma ISD instructor. It covers e-books, 2 sets of uniforms, equipment, consumable supplies, and the national certification exam. The cost for the billing and coding specialist class for 1 semester is $1,169 per student. It covers registration and tuition, e-books, 1 polo shirt, and the certification exam. The course is for approximately 60 medical assistant students at $123,740, and 15 medical billing and coding students at $17,535. And funding will be from the CTE, using CTE funds.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. Is this career in technology? And
Yes.
So it is, all right. Any questions for Mr. Alanis?
So you're recommending RGV?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 21 as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, sir. Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Barrera and seconded by trustee Garza to approve agenda item number 21 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 22, consideration possible action to renew the district's group health insurance plan for the 25-26 school year. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. For this renewal, we received renewal from Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it came out at 29% increase. So we decided, since we're not going to be able to offer the free plan, we went back and renegotiated with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they were able to negotiate a free plan to employees, raising the deductible from $1,000 to $5,000. We're able to provide that plan, which is an HMO plan, free to employees willing to take that free plan. They're willing to take that plan. And of course, we added another new plan, PPO 4000, and it has an 80% co-insurance and $50 office visits and copay for specialists the same. And we have a PPO 1000 deductible with 60% co-insurance and $50 office visits, and we're keeping the PPO $500 with a 70% co-insurance and $35 office visit. But we're not gonna be able to renew the high plan, which was the PPO 250. So the PPO $500 is gonna replace the PPO 250. And with this plan, we're able to offer a free health insurance to all employees. And if they want to upgrade to one of those other plans, they're able to.
They pay the difference, right?
Yes.
Very good. Any other questions for Mr. Alanis? Thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion to approve agenda item number 22.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 22 as presented.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
I'll
I second the
it.
motion. Or-
Okay, I'm gonna go over here. Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Mascorro and seconded by trustee Rios to approve agenda item number 22 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. We will now move on to agenda item number 23, I believe it is, as soon as I find a way to turn this page. Consideration possible action to renew the district's auto, property, liability, and workers' compensation insurance for the 25-26 school year. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. We received the renewal for the 25-26 school years, and the total amount for all these insurances is $1,105,345. Last year, it was $1,128,000, so it's a decrease of almost $15,000. So it includes all our property, automobile, school liability, the privacy and information security, and workers' compensation.
So we're renewing the same coverage, but for less.
Yes, ma'am, yes.
And same carrier.
Refresh.
Same carrier, yes.
Okay,
Look, it's to TASB.
Good time.
okay.
Perfect.
Very good. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve agenda item number 23.
So move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Escobar and seconded by trustee Garza to approve agenda item number 23 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 24, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution to self-certify a $50,000 micro purchase threshold for federal fund expenditures. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. We included a copy of the resolution in the board book. This resolution is to approve the self-certifying of micro purchases from $10,000 to $50,000 when using federal funds. This helps facilitate the purchasing process for all our campuses and departments. We will continue to follow the purchasing guidelines using purchasing co-ops and getting bids for all major purchases and presenting to the board items over $25,000. This is the fourth year that we have presented this item. So it's been approving, it has been approved in the past. We have to present every year.
Every year. Okay. Thank you, sir. Any questions for Mr. Alanis regarding this item? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I shall move that we approve the resolution to self-certify the 50,000 micro purchase threshold for federal fund expenditures.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? If none, there's a motion on the floor by trustee Cruz and seconded by trustee Barrera to approve agenda item number 24 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we will now move on to agenda item number 25, consideration, possible action to
Thank you.
approve budget amendment number 1. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. This budget amendment number 1 increases the of course, revenues and expenditures, and it's mainly for the TIA grant that we received for this year. We have to add it to the budget, and it also other revenue increases that we had, and of course, increase in expenditure in several line items due to inflation and a transfer of funds to the INS and construction funds. The beginning fund balance was $41 million, and we're expecting for it to be at $34 million. This is for this to close this school year. So we want to make sure that we have enough month in every function to be in compliance with the audits.
Thank you, sir.
But you said a lot of it is from the TIA. We are gonna get that money reimbursed though.
Yes, yes. But we have to recognize the revenue and the expenditure. And then we're gonna pay, out of the 8th, we're gonna submit the payments, and then we're gonna get the money for the new teachers in September. They're gonna reimburse us, the TIA, the state.
But when it issues out, you said it was gonna be in September when it issues out?
We're gonna issue it out of the 8th.
Oh, okay, so that's part of this.
Yes.
And
have to
then,
make
and
it-
then when we get the money back, that's gonna be part of the budget for this upcoming fiscal year, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And how much do you expect to be reimbursed, most of the monies?
We're gonna issue about $5.5 million. It includes $2 million from the previous year, and
Mhm.
then 3.5 current employees that were awarded, recognized,
Okay,
the master exemplary recognized
yeah,
designations.
okay,
So they're gonna get their money August the 8th.
okay.
I'll entertain a motion to approve agenda item number 25.
So move.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Escobar and seconded by trustee Mascorro to approve agenda item number 25 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 26, consideration, possible action on public meeting date on budget and proposed tax rate for the 25-26 school year. Mr. Alanis.
Yes, sir. We would like permission to have a meeting to discuss the budget and the tax rate. We're thinking on the last regular meeting in August, it's August the 27th at 6 p.m. It's on a Wednesday. And there we're gonna discuss, and hopefully the budget is gonna be approved that day.
That will also be the regular meeting?
Yes, sir.
So till August,
August,
for the budget.
yes, to approve next year's budget and tax rate.
Which is due September 1st.
Yes,
That has to be done before September 1st.
yes.
And so we're cutting it close, so that's okay?
Is that okay?
We're cutting it close, we're okay?
Yes, that's fine, yes. Yeah, we're gonna advertise, and we're gonna have another budget workshop sometime this month, and then the final workshop can be that day.
Thank you. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 26.
Thank you, ma'am. Second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? If none, there's a motion on the floor by trustee Mascorro and seconded by trustee Garza to approve agenda item number 26 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item number 27, Mr. Alanis, thank you for all your reporting, sir. Agenda item number 27, Superintendent's Report, Subletter A, System of Continuous Growth. Our presenter will be our District Superintendent, Mr. Carlos M. Gonzalez Jr. Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Pettis. At this time, Mr. Basan will be reporting for Mrs. Salinas as she had a surgery and she's recuperating. And we will be going over preliminary data from the 23-24 and 24-25 school year, right?
Yes, sir. Good evening, members of the board, President Mr. Perez and Superintendent Mr. Gonzalez. Earlier this month, as you may be aware, a 15th Court of Appeals ruling cleared the way for the TEA to release the 2024 A through F academic accountability ratings by issuing a decision in favor of TEA in the 2024 accountability litigation. And I'll explain to you in a little while why that is so important to some districts. Consequently, both the 2024 and 2025 A through F campus and district accountability ratings will be posted to TEAL on August the 13th for school superintendents and directors with access, and released publicly on August the 15th. So we're all looking forward to those dates. And this will happen through TEA's texasschools.gov website, where everybody will be able to go in there and look at these accountability ratings. The results I'm about to present will become official and final until the release of the TAPER report, which is the Texas Academic Performance Report issued by TEA in December of 2025. So that's when everything's finalized and we get these TAPER reports, we share with not only our school campuses, but also the community. And it is based on final STAR and CALPAS assessment results that were issued just last week. grades 3 to 8, and Telpas K through 12. You should have a handout here titled Roma ISD 2023-2024, 24-25 Academic Accountability. I'd like to refer to the third page. And if you please would look at the table on top, we have here a breakdown. We use 2 software programs, both hosted through Region 1, and one of them being DMAC through Region 7, to make projections based on our assessment data. Now, TA releases assessment data in 3 different phases. Early in June, we get early results. Then we get midsummer, we get the preliminary results. And then we get the final results. About 2 weeks ago, we got the STAR EOC for the high school finalized, and just last week, like I said, grades 3 to 8 STAR, and Telpas K through 12th grade. If you notice here, the different domains of STAR accountability is Domain 1, Domain 2A, Domain 2B, and they're broken down in the graphics: STAR achievement, academic growth, and relative performance. Now, these 3 domains, or 3 because it's 2A and 2B, the better of the 3 numbers is what is weighted at 70%, okay? And if you can see on the 3rd column, most of our campuses capitalize on the relative performance. What does that mean? That's the number of our economically disadvantaged students, how are they achieving in comparison to other economically disadvantaged students across the state of Texas. So we use that as part of that 70% weight. Now, when we move down to Domain 3, which is closing the gap, that is the 30% weight, okay? And you can see a side-by-side comparison of what both software, Edspire versus DMAC, are giving us. Now, this is the very first summer that, and Region 1 is still developing Edspire. Roma ISD is part of that steering committee where we make recommendations to the software engineers on what we need. And this is the very first time at Spire we can use early results as soon as we get the first batch of assessment data to make campus and district projections. So it was pretty exciting because everybody wants to know how we're gonna pan out. So we use those projections. Of course, TA advises educational service centers and districts to be cautious because every time we're looking at projections, there might be a margin of error there, 1 or 2 points. So nevertheless, it still gives us a good idea where we stand. And we have been doing these projections for the past 3 years, and they pretty much match up. Mostly using DMAC because DMAC does not have that ability right now using early release data, but once preliminary data comes in, definitely we use it a lot. And especially now that all assessment data has been finalized. So you can notice the scale score for each of the campuses. And just as we speak this afternoon, I kept running after we've uploaded the final assessment data, and we keep getting these numbers, you know, so we're pretty steady. This is music to our ears because hopefully they'll hold true by August the 13th, right?
They will hold true.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I want you to point one more thing on this page before we move forward. For elementaries and middle school, it's 100% STAR performance, okay? For high school, of course, it's broken down between 40% STAR performance, 40% CCMR, and we've had those conversations a lot, and the 20% graduation rate. But looking at the elementaries and middle school, within that Domain 3, closing the gaps, there is a 10% EL proficiency, 10% weight within the 30% weight, or for Domain 3. That's 3% of the overall impact for a particular campus. A 3%. Now, we did the numbers, we went back to a couple of campuses with us, and this equals to about 1 scale score. Meaning that if a particular campus or district across the state is at a 90 scale score, at an 80, 70, or 60, it could very well be that they can go backward to the previous letter grade. Instead of an A, a B, instead of a B, a C, and what have you. Now, school districts that have had sustained poor performance, which is not the case for Roma ISD, have been looking forward to this 2024 release, because it makes a difference. Their data could very well trigger a state intervention in their district. So that's why we at Roma ISD, we're still looking what impact this might have for our campus. Now, on top of this, TA has what is called proportional weighting based on student enrollment per campus, because that's what dictates how much a campus puts in on the overall district rating. And you will see on the last page that on those campuses that we were following up is very minimal. Hopefully, like I said, we're strong enough into the 90s or into the 80s that will not make a big difference. But nevertheless, we still study these things very carefully because, as you notice, as a district, we're standing at a 90 still. So, okay, just to let you know. All right, we can start with the first campus, F.J. Scott Elementary, standing at a solid A. This campus has had improvement in 3 to 5th grade math and 5th grade science. The next campus, R.T. Barrera Elementary, at an A. Now, this campus had phenomenal growth in their star. They had 23% overall percentage points growth. So they did very well. And looking at the numbers, Mr. Gonzalez, we will keep the A there, hopefully. Okay. And another one is Emma Vera, a solid campus here. We also see on the last 3 columns, we gave you 3 years worth of track record for each campus there, on how they're coming along. Of course, if you're scoring 100 or 98%, it's hard sometimes to always keep it at that high standard. But nevertheless, if you see a dip here, it's very minimal, 1-2 percentage points there. Royal and Celia Science, another very strong campus. We remain the same with the state accountability, but they are way up there in the high 90s and up to 100% in science. Veterans Memorial, staying at an A, had a slight decrease in star performance, but we're still confident that we have a high level of confidence that they will come out with an A. Okay.
I have a quick question. What is the color of the A being in red or black?
That's correct. Those 2 campuses in red are the ones that we were following very close to check and see how the TELPA scores were going to impact their overall campus rating.
Okay.
Okay. So those are the 2 campuses in red that we're looking at. But like I said, I kept running data after I uploaded final assessment results, and it's still giving us a good number. Okay. DGG, we have also standing at an A, strong A. Roma Middle would be at a B. Ramiro Barrera would be at a B. And Roma High School would be at an A, and the high school has phenomenal growth also. When you look at their scores, they had an overall 19 percentage point increase across the area in most of their star-tested areas, which is outstanding. Now, when we're looking at projections, the latest data we had was from 2023, and at that time, their EL proficiency they didn't get any points there. So regardless of how they come out, on August the 13th, they're safe because they will keep their scale score. If anything, it will improve a couple of a point or or 10th of a point. So if we look at the very last page, if you look at the last column on the right, those are the expected campus ratings that we are going to see on August the 13th. Okay. Notice we have again the final 2023 ratings. And then the 2024 and 2025 ratings will be released together on August the 13th. So we're going to open the 2025 first. Yes. And work backwards, right? That's fine. So are there any questions regarding any of these projections or data?
This is an outstanding way to come to a conclusion here at this meeting. This is an outstanding news. I think we're all happy with that.
Yes, sir.
So a big congratulations to Mrs. Salinas and her staff, and yourself, Mr. Rodrigo, Mr. Bazan, as far as compiling all this information and presenting it to us. Couldn't be happier. Mr. Gonzalez?
Well, I won't have to hide under a rock, because we were very close maybe getting a B, and we're still there, but
But it'll be the strongest B that we've ever had, sir, and we have 2 more years under the same accountability.
Yes.
To get to that A, if that ever happens.
So if you look at the last page, this is the highest that the district has scored in accountability.
Yeah.
And we're super proud of the students, we're super proud of the parents, the administrators, and everybody that helped here. It's just a tremendous accomplishment. I'm still confident that we're going to be at that A. And we can celebrate, if we get that A, we're going to celebrate, celebrate.
That's what it's
Because
about.
that's one of the reasons we do well at Roma ISD is because we celebrate our successes.
Yes.
And every time we have success, we will celebrate it.
Yes, we will.
I just want to ask him, what were the campus ratings for high school way back in 22, 23, 20?
It's on the last page there.
Right there, the last page.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We went back 3 years, and you will notice what was the rating there for the high school in 2023.
Okay.
They were
okay.
C ratings, no?
They were
If
C,
I recall
yes.
correctly.
Uh-huh.
For 2023, yes, it was a delayed rating because of litigation, but eventually they
Okay.
released the 2023. Now subsequently, because of litigation, 2024 will be released together with 2025.
And they changed in the middle of the ballgame how we were going to be scored.
But since we came on board, Ms. Cruz, they've always been a C. This is the first year
Exactly.
that they went from a C.
Yes.
Yeah, and what's
Uh-huh.
really helped us a whole lot, since now the accountability for, at the high school, 40%, right? It's 40% on CCMR? And our CCMR scores for the past 3 years have been getting better and better. And even the scores in the tested areas are going up, so everybody's getting the job done, and we're super excited.
What also helped is that the state requires high schools to show improvement in CCMR year after year and graduation rate. The federal graduation rate, they track the cohort of students that came into 9th grade, how many are the 4-year completers, and that's how we're rated. And there was improvement in both areas versus back in 2023 when we got 0 points in those 2 areas. So that was a good hype. And when Mr. Gonzalez says this has been the highest B, he means in this 5-year accountability cycle that began in
Yes.
2023 will end in 2020, spring of 2027. Because
Yes.
we've been an A-rated
Yes.
district before.
Yeah.
But the high school
No, district,
has
but the
not been
high
an
school
A.
has not.
No,
No, not a district.
No, definitely
The
not.
high school has not been at
A-rated
an A.
district, no.
they went from a D to a C and to an A. That was a big
Yes.
jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Mhm.
Thank you, Mr. Bassan.
Yes, sir. All I have to say that we're ever so proud of our families, our students,
Oh,
our
of course.
teachers, our support staff, and administrators at the
Definitely.
campuses for the outstanding work that they've been doing.
It's a team.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Great job. And we also thank the board for supporting us.
The Region 1
Yes.
rated board is,
The
Oh.
best board ever.
The
Best board
is that the
in the
one?
state of Texas, right?
Just want to make sure that
Don't
we're
forget,
talking about the
Don't
same
forget.
board.
don't forget it.
Okay.
Agenda item number 28, employment and resignation of professionals and paraprofessionals. Mr. Gonzalez, take it away.
Mr. Pettis and members of the board, I asking you to approve the resignations and hiring of paraprofessionals and professionals listed in board book.
Thank you, sir. Are there any questions for Mr. Gonzalez? If none, there is not yet. I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I shall move that we approve the employment and resignation of professionals and paraprofessionals as being presented by Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion? If none, there is a motion on the floor by trustee Cruz and seconded by trustee Mascorro to approve agenda item number 28 as presented. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. And that will lead me to agenda item number 29, adjournment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Who did you do? Are you sure? All those in favor of the motion to adjourn, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed, motion carries. It is now 7:42 PM, and this first regular monthly meeting for the 2025-2026 academic year of the Roma Independent School District Board of Trustees held this Wednesday evening, July 30th, 2025, is adjourned. We appreciate everyone's attendance here this evening at this meeting, and we wish all of you a most enjoyable rest of the night and week. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, GTN. And thank you once again. You all have a great rest of the week, and looking forward to convocation on Monday.
Yes,
At what time? At what time's
8:30 in the morning.
8:30 in the
We'll
morning.
se-
And,
We'll send you a
pack-
text
Okay.
and an email tomorrow.
Okay. Good night. Blessings to all of you. Until next time.
Our elementary kids will be singing.
Oh, good. I thought